game helps us think about things we like and we don't like. Some of the things we actually liked more than the other. Sometimes we even use the phrase, I love. We often say we love lots of things. I love to play the game of volleyball like Mrs. Seitzma. I love pepperoni pizza with extra pepperonis. I love a rainy day and a good book. I love my mom and dad. Now, listening to that, what does love mean? Well, Mrs. Martin went to the dictionary because that's always a good place to go when you're wanting to know what a word means. Love. Love is a feeling of warm personal attachment or deep affection for a parent, a child, or a friend. Now, when I read that, I thought, that may be where it starts, but does it just simply stay inside as a feeling? Anybody have an answer for that? Does it just stay inside? No! How is love displayed? I'm going to give you a moment to think about it, and then I want to hear from you. What does it mean to actually love someone? That's what we're getting after today. Bethany. Yes, you may stand. Say again. Okay, yes, that's one sort of love, isn't it? To be married to a companion and spend time together, isn't it? But how about you in your world right now? What does love look like? Garrett. Heard that a few times. I love it. Putting others above yourself. Yes, Caroline. Helping them. Do you hear this? What do you say, Miss Avery? What are you doing right now with your mama? Yes, by sitting close to her and holding her arm. That's a form of love. Parker, what do you have to say? Yes, helping your family. You see, love is not just a thought that stays here in our head. We actually do something with it. Okay, so I brought this red ball to represent love today. It's not something, trying to make it more tangible. It's not something I just keep here, but Karis, here's what I do with love. Are you ready? Catch. I give it away. Do you see love? And she gives it back. It's an action. It's a choice you make every single day. Now, the clicker. Here's one place you learn about love. Your mom and dad, they model love for you. Now, do you think they just naturally grew up to be moms and dads and say, oh yes, I know how to love? Where did they learn to love? Their parents. Where did their parents learn to love? Is that the only place, though, we learn to love? Yes, Mia. God's holy word. You know what, Mia? He did not leave us alone. He gave us His holy word so that we can understand more about love. Now, let's get to the root of where your parents and all of us can learn about love. I found this passage in 1 John, and I want it to be your good friend. Open up to 1 John chapter 4, and Mrs. Martin's going to read today, and I'm going to ask particularly our 6th grade today, if I leave out a word, would you fill it in? So I'm going to need you not to use a good controlled voice, one that's not yelling, but yet it's a little louder for all of us to hear. And the rest of us are going to read along. 1 John chapter 4, verses 7 through 16. Let's find out something about love and where it came from. Dear friends, let us love one another, for love comes from everyone who loves has been born of God and knows God. Whoever does not love does not know, because God is. This is how God showed his love among us. Now get ready for this. He sent his one and only into the world that we might live through. This is love. Not that we loved God, but that he loved and sent his Son as an atoning sacrifice for our sins. Dear friends, since God so loved us, we also ought to love one. No one has ever seen God, but if we love one another, God lives in us, and his love is made in us. We know that we live in him and he in us, because he has given us his. And we have seen and testified that the Father has sent his Son to be the of the world. If anyone acknowledges that Jesus is the Son of God, God lives in him and he in. And so we know and rely on the love God has for us. Everyone read the next 3 words with me. God is love. Whoever lives in love lives in God and God in him. Now, there are so many good things I still wanted us to talk about. But bottom line today, and next time we're together, we'll pick this up again. You want to know where love came from? God. God did not leave us alone. Matter of fact, he gave his Son. And because of that, there's this awesome feeling inside of us that wells up that we can't help but to love others. And next time we're together, we're going to talk about what does that mean for us? If God is love and we love him, what is the overflow of that love? All of a sudden, this idea is something that we can see and do and say that shows God. Not just think about God, but shows him for who he is. And we'll pick up with 1 John chapter 4 next time we're together.